Okay, this is going to be a difficult video for me to make, but yeah. Hey guys, Pixelord coming at you from the heavens, and I thought I'd do a New Year's video because I didn't do one last year and I did one the year before. So I thought I'll just talk about things that happened this year and how I want to work on myself next year to do better, strive for better, for different things. So I really should have written down what I was planning to say, but the first thing I wanted to touch on was my health. Insert elevator music. My health this year has not been the greatest. I started off around Easter time. I fell very ill and I had no idea what was wrong with me. It wasn't COVID, it wasn't the flu. I was diagnosed with tonsillitis by an emergency, like after hours doctor, where he mocked me for asking for liquid antibiotics as opposed to tablets because I was struggling to swallow things. So shout out to the doctors who make fun of their patients. Later on to find out from a different doctor, when I was actually able to get into my doctor's surgery because he refused to give me a full cycle of antibiotics because he thought I was being dramatic. That's when I was actually diagnosed with glandular fever. Now, I have no idea how I managed to get that. I was in a relationship at the time that I was very loyal to, and I was sure that he was loyal to me at the time as well. And I asked the doctor about it because I started freaking out, being like, what if he starts assuming things? And she says, no, you can get it from stress. What's your life like? And I said, well, I work 2 jobs, I study full time, and I try to content create outside of that. And she's like, that'll do it. And I'm like, okay. That was my first hit. Glandular fever affected me for so long as well. I was really sick. It was like tonsillitis but amped up to level 11. And the fatigue from it was unreal as well. I struggled so much with that. Then, a couple of months later, I think it was June? Late June. I caught COVID. I finally got the forbidden disease, the spicy cough, or whatever everyone calls it. Let me know what your special name for COVID is down below, because oh man, that was a roller coaster. I'm not gonna lie. I know it didn't hit me as bad as some other people it has hit. Thankfully I didn't give it to my entire family. My sister was blessed enough that I gave it to her. I only had one day where it was horrific, and then the rest of the week it was like I was fine until I hit the wall. The most depressing part of it was my mum and dad bought me Barnacle Bills, which is like a seafood fast food restaurant down local here, and I used to love that place, and I was so excited to have, yummy food, and I ate it and it tasted absolutely horrible thanks to COVID, and I was literally crying on my bed while eating one of my favourite things from that restaurant, and I was just sitting there crying. But my tips for COVID: Lemsip, Gatorade, and Oreos. Oreos help with SAD. A lot of people don't recognise that COVID is actually very harsh mentally. The thing that I struggled most with COVID was the isolation. To have people around you, because I live in a family full of autoimmune conditions and an elderly grandfather, and so, I didn't want to give it to anyone else in the household, so I was pretty much locked up in my room for 7 days. And just for people to be treating you like, oh, you got the disease and all sorts of stuff, walk around you with masks. Like, my mum would leave my dinner on my dresser as she entered the room with a mask on and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, it's unreal. Like, it's crazy. And I managed to give it to my sister because I thought I was just having a relapse of glandular fever. And because my sister's air conditioning was the only one installed at the time, I slept in her room the night before I got tested. So it wasn't a surprise that she caught it as well. But yeah, that was my experience with COVID. Hold on, the list goes on. Late August, early September. My best friend came down from Victoria, and shout out to you, Maddie, because you're amazing. just before, a week before then, I woke up and I was dizzy as anything. Like, I could not move without my head spinning. It was the worst feeling ever. I rang Mum. I said, you need to come to my room. I can't come to you because I cannot move. And so we went and saw a doctor that day because I was like, yeah, I can't deal with this right now. It's absolutely awful. We went to the doctor and he diagnosed me with vertigo. I can't remember what stage it was. He said stage something vertigo, and he says that one just happens. And I was like, okay. And then he says, oh, I'll realign the crystals for you in your ears because that's apparently what it affects. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's chill, fam. And my God, worst experience ever in my life. Like, I knew he was helping me, but oh my Lord, that was awful. You lie down on the bed with your head slightly off the bed, and the doctor grabs your head and he's like, all right, you ready? And I'm like, yeah. And then he just moves my head quickly that way. And I was like, and to the left, it wasn't that bad. And I was like, okay. And he says, all right. And I'm going to realize. So he moved my head gently back to the center and my head was spinning. And I was like, can we have a break? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, all right, you ready to do the other side? I said, absolutely not. You know, and then so he says, I need you to keep your eyes open though. So, and my mum was sitting to the right of me. So he says, okay, you know, and then when I turned my head was spinning and my mum was like, it was weird. It was like your eyeballs were spinning in your head like those cartoons. I was like, bruh. The weekend after that though, my best friend was coming down and we were going to go out partying in the city and all that sort of stuff. And, I did it all with vertigo. We still had the ball though. She just made sure, she was like, if you need a break or if we need to go back to the hotel early, just let me know, we're all G. And it was just nice just to have quality time as well on top of going out together. It was really nice. That was my year of health issues. As of yet, I don't want that to increase in any shape or form. So other than that, relationships, I lost and gained a few this year. But you know, I don't want to delve into them too much because obviously I respect their privacy as much as my own. I love being transparent with you guys, but some things, if it involves other people, I'd rather keep it under wraps. But yeah, it's quite obvious when, you know, obviously when I bring people on with you guys and if you guys stop seeing them, you know, it's quite clear that they're not part of my lives anymore. And I kind of reached a point of thinking a lot about my past and how I can improve things. I gained a lot of new friendships since I started streaming on Twitch. Streaming on Twitch has ultimately changed my life this year. I was incredibly lucky to be affiliated within 2 weeks. That was insane. Thanks you guys for your support because I know it probably came from YouTube and it came from close friends and all that sort of stuff. Just ultimate support, and I'm forever grateful for that. Since then, we've built a beautiful community on Twitch as well as YouTube. Like, you know, it's absolutely insane what we achieved this year, but I'll get into YouTube later. We currently, as I'm filming this, are sitting at 271 followers on Twitch, which is absolutely unreal. We're like past a quarter of the way to 1,000, which scares me. Through that, we made lots of streamer friends. Like, I just content created with Spooky Kristen, Smiz13. You know, I'll try and put them in the info things if it would let me. So make sure you check them out because they also post on YouTube. Oh, there's so many that I can't even name. Oh my goodness. Like, there's Mr. Kitsune Soba. There's I'm gonna call him Azuraven because I can't pronounce his last name to save my life. Jesse DeMorio? I don't know, but he helps me so much with my technical issues. Like, he helped me out with my blue screen crashes so much, and oh, there's just so many, I can't even name them right now, and you know, it's unreal. You know, Steady Medley as well, he has been such a big support to my Twitch channel and a lovely member of our community. Shout out to my mods, which is also Spooky Kristen, Legion, and Makapaka, as well as Koharu Karma. I appreciate their support when they provide it. Obviously, I'm only averaging at about 10 viewers, you know, so realistically they can just sit there and enjoy their time. There's not very often that we get much hate, which I'm really thankful for. YouTube, Wow. So we finally hit 100 subs this year, which was unreal to me. And not only that, we're currently, as I'm filming this video, we're sitting at 170 subs. And it's unreal. I didn't think that we would grow this quickly. But yeah, it's unreal. I'm starting to stick to more of a weekly schedule now. I feel like weekly works best for me in streaming 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. And I'm so surprised that so many people still come back, even though I had a lot of breaks this year. I had a lot of time where I just didn't post because I was just unwell. I didn't have time to edit and lots of stuff. And I'm amazed that when I do post, I still have the same community supporting me constantly. I even get messages from people saying, hey, I haven't seen you do this for a while. Are you doing okay? And it means the world to me. Next year, I want to try and be more organized with things and kind of, think about how I can improve myself for the future, lots of stuff. Mentally, I'm okay. I would say I'm sitting at a good spot. Like, I don't have the toxic people in my life anymore who have been dragging me down, which I'm very thankful that some left on their own terms and some I just kind of cut off myself. But some, like, it hurts that knowing that I think there was a couple of people who I lost because of my mental state at the time, because it was just hard. It was really hard. No, that was last year. Why am I thinking last year? I don't know. But yeah, I want to improve myself to be a bit more self-reliant as opposed to relying on other people. I want to try and catch up with some of my close friends more often. I know I spend a lot of time at home trying to concentrate on uni and all that sort of stuff. It's hard. It's really hard, especially being a night shift. But I have all my classes stretched out over the year now. And it's scary. I'm going into the last year of my bachelor's degree and it's absolutely petrifying. But yeah, so I wanna try and be more organized with my uni, my work, and my content creation now that I got the time to. Yeah, I just want to try and be a better person. I'm going to try and be healthier. I say that in buying a 4-pack of Red Bull as I was at the shops today. If you guys want, why don't you share your New Year's resolutions with me down below in the comments, and Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and I'm looking forward to spending more time with you guys in the new year. So thanks everyone for an amazing year. You guys are unreal, and I'll catch you guys next year.